and this is where it floored me then, I kind of went, well, I'm going to offer you your full package that you were paying before for £5. Well, hello there, viewers. Today, I'm going to tell you how I managed to get my cable bill down to £5. £5 a month, and that's the full package. That's everything that they could give me. £5, and I'm not joking, completely legitimate. That includes a sports package as well. I know, I couldn't believe it either. This is going to be a bit of a talky video, so I'm just letting you know it's just going to be all me talking, but it is important that you listen to the whole story, because you can totally copy this, and hopefully you can get the same sort of deal. Right, to give you a little bit of background, in the UK there are two major suppliers for your TV, Sky and Virgin Media. Right, so Sky make their own content. They have got the main contract for English Premier League football and also Scottish Premiership football as well. They've also got all the golf, basically all the majors apart from one, I think. They've got the PGA, they've got the European Tour, they've got cricket, they've got darts, pretty much everything, right? They also do Sky Movies. Now, Virgin Media also supply all the channels, or they can show all the channels, but they don't actually make anything themselves. But they do have control over BT Sport, which shows the remainder of the English Premier League and Scottish Premiership and Champions League. So that's how it's kind of made up in the UK. Virgin Media can't do any deals on Sky channels, and Sky channels can't do any deals on BT Sports. But Virgin Media can do deals with BT Sports. They can put them in with their own package. Clear? Well, hopefully it will be clearer later on in the video. Right, I've had deals with both. I've been with Sky in the past. I've left Sky, and I've also left Virgin Media, so I know exactly how they operate. That's a little bit of backstory. So, I was originally with Sky, then I left to go to Virgin Media. And when I first went with them, I got the full package, which is all the TV channels, 3 boxes, plus sports package, which is BT Sports. And I was paying, I think originally the introductory rate was about £80-90, and then it went up to about 120. And I wasn't happy paying that. I wasn't enjoying the content, so I thought I want to get my price down. I eventually cancelled everything, but I was still paying £80 a month. Now that includes broadband as well. Virgin Media do the fastest broadband in the whole country, do up to 500 meg now, I believe. I'm on around about 400. Sky can't match that, so that's a side point, but I did actually save some money on my broadband as well. So with Virgin, I was basically paying about £80 a month, and all I was getting was broadband. My phone line rental is in with that as well, by the way. I'll talk about it a little bit later as well. And just basic free-to-air channels, which is absolutely nothing, not even an HD package for that. So I was paying about £80 for that, and I thought, well, I've had enough, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about leaving. I thought I could just cut the cord completely. And then one day, I got a phone call. And it was from Sky. And it was just a standard sales attempt. And I thought, well, okay, I'll listen to you. I'll see what you've got to offer. And they were going to say to me, basically they asked me what I wanted first. And I basically said, look, I just want the ability to pause and watch live TV, record as well. And they said, right, we can do that for £15 a month. And I thought, well, £15 a month sounds pretty good. So then I entered a conversation, and that's the most important part about this process. Just chat to them as normal people. Compliment them, be honest with them, open up a dialogue. They want to talk to you. So that's what I did, and basically I said, listen, I'm unhappy with Virgin, but I want to keep it as cheap as possible. I just want to view TV, record, pause, watch Saturday night TV basically. Not interested in sports, anything like that. So they said £15 a month, and I said, what about HD? And they said, well, that's coming an extra £5, so it was £20 a month. And I thought, well, that still sounds reasonable. So basically what I did there was I said, right, let me think about it. Always use the excuse that you have to go and think about it. So I always say I have to speak to my wife, which I do anyway. But even if you're on your own or you don't have a partner, just make it up. Just say, I've got to go and talk to my other half or whatever, right? And take a break. Take a break. This is a long haul. So that's what I did. And then I thought, well, I'll phone Virgin and I'll say, I'm going to leave you. So that's what I did. And I said to them, I'd like to leave. It's not that I don't like your service. It's just that it's a bit stuck in the dark ages. And also give them another excuse. So even if you don't have competition, still give them like your viewing habits have changed. So you're using Netflix, you're using Amazon Prime, you're watching YouTube. Tell them there's no reason for me to use these TV channels anymore, and be honest about it. So basically, they said, right, we'll put you through to your retentions department. And the common myth is that you think the retentions departments, and they're the kind of people that deal with leavers, basically, they've got the power. They really don't. They don't have all the power. They've got some power, but they don't have all the power. So you say to them and said, look, I'd like to leave, blah, 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 and they'll ask a reason, and you give them those reasons, Netflix, everything else, viewing habits has changed. And you can also mention the other company if you like. And that's what I did. And they tried to offer me some stuff, and I said, listen, still not as good. I'd still like to leave. And then I started asking about broadband. Can I save money on that? So what they then said, they accepted that I was going to leave, and they said, well, would you like to save money in your broadband? It's a separate department. And I said, yeah, that'd be great, but I'm quite happy with the broadband. He says, well, we might be able to save you money. So they put me through to this other department, very nice man I spoke to, and he basically asked then, this is the thing, I asked what are the different prices, and told me, and basically you go from maybe their basic is maybe 50 to 100 or something, I can't remember, and it goes up to about 400, and there's only like £10 of a difference. So I thought there's not really that much of a saving. I need it for YouTube. I think I download about 300 gig a month between me and my family, so I need the fast speed. I need to be able to rely on it, and I've been able to rely on Virgin Media, so I'm quite happy with it. And then they said, well, see if I can give you a deal. They came back and they basically said, right, I think it was like £55 I was paying, that's including line rental. And they said, well, how about we give you it for 44? And I was like, okay. I'm quite happy paying what I have to pay, but yeah, £44, thank you very much. And that was it. So I was staying with broadband, leaving the TV. And the reason why I could actually save money on my line rental, but I don't need line rental with Virgin Media, it's cable. But I still keep it because my parents are getting on in years, and the last thing I want to be able to be contactable, especially at night. I don't want to have to rely on my mobile, or obviously sometimes it can say do not disturb mode and you might not get a call through. So I always want to be contactable. So that's why I keep my landline going. And then the key is just to let it go. You've now left Virgin. You're going to go with Sky. They gave me a free installation. It was all of that. I didn't have to pay for any installation, and they gave me an installation date, and everything's going swimmingly. I'm quite happy. Looking forward to going to Sky. So, and this is the key, patience. 3 or 4 days later, the phone rang, and I recognised the number. I thought, that is Virgin Media. So I answered it. And I spoke to a very nice man again. And he basically said, listen, I know you're about to leave. And I gave him the reasons again, the same reasons, opened up the dialogue, said, look, I'm really happy with your service, but unfortunately it's stuck it really is, your interface is stuck, and it needs a lot of investment. And it's stuck back in the noughties, or the 90s. It's very basic. Sky is light years ahead of you, unfortunately. So it's nothing against your service in general. I just want to leave. So then they basically said, and this is where it floored me, then I kind of went, well, I'm going to offer you your full package that you were paying before for £5. And I genuinely was taken aback. And I was like, £5? And again, I took time to think, and again, take your time, because it gives them, they'll start talking. And genuinely, I was doing my sums in my head. I was like, £5? That's amazing. I was paying, £100 odd. And then it asked the question, how many boxes is that? That's one box. And before I was telling you, I had 3 boxes, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I had 3 boxes. And I'd cut it down to 2 boxes. So that's £70 I was telling you before, or £80 it was for 2 boxes. And they said, no, that's just for 1 box. And I said, well, I really need the 2 boxes. Again, the Sky deal, that's for 1 box, but they do a Sky Go, and they also offered me the Sky Go Extra. So basically, it doesn't matter how many people are going online, you can watch on your computer, you can watch on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, your phone, tablet, all the channels that you would normally watch on your regular box. Virgin do that as well, but they don't do it quite as good. So I mentioned that and I said, listen, I still need 2 boxes. I've got 2 living rooms. And I said, no, that's just for 1 box. And then if you wanted 2 boxes, it would be an extra £14 or whatever. And I said, well, no. I'm quite happy to move to Sky, actually. And I said, look, I'm very flat, really, really good offer. I really, really appreciate it. But I think I'll think about it. Talk to the wife, talk to the partner, And then they try and say, this is a once only deal. You can't, you have to take the decision to do it now. And I was like, well, no, I don't think you have to do that. Thinking. And I went, well, I said, I'll take the chance. I'll roll the dice. And I left it, knowing full well that I was going to phone Sky. And that's what I did. As soon as I put the phone down, I phoned Sky. So I phoned Sky and I explained the situation. I've just joined and I'm thinking about not joining again. So they put you through to the retentions department. And then I think I get transferred to somebody else. And I explained to exactly what had happened. I'd been offered this great deal, £5. And I thought, well, and again, I'm opening up with a dialogue. And I basically was honest and I said, listen, is there anything you can do? Because I really want to go to you guys. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still all about money. I want to save as much money from the family, blah, blah, blah. And they understand that. And then they said, well, what we can do is, they asked the question, further that, they said, why is this so attractive? And I said, well, don't get me wrong, it's not a deal breaker, but I quite like having the sports. I have missed it, even though I'm not in the house all the time to watch it. So basically they said, right, what we can do is, we'll give you the sports for £5 for the whole contract. And both deals, by the way, were all for the whole contract. I made sure that even with Virgin Media. So I was like, £25? I thought that sounds pretty good. And I'll be able to, so that's effectively as many boxes as I want, because I can use, PS4, PS3. And I didn't do this on purpose, but I was generally doing the sums, and I asked, and they actually helped you, and they said, what are you paying for such and such? And they kind of help you out. And I'm going, oh, that sounds pretty good. And then they started saying, well, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll give you kids TV as well. I'm like, okay. We'll give you documentaries and all these kind of things. They actually said documentaries before. And then they turned around and said, why don't we give you £50 as well? So we'll give you the first 2 months for free. And I'm like, never asked for that. So I think the key is to be nice, be friendly, open up a dialogue. And I was like, well, do you know something? I'm quite happy with that. I'll just go with that. So I kept the status quo. I still had that date where I was going to get my installation, the Sky. Everything was still going on. Nothing had changed. And as far as I know, as far as everyone else is concerned, I was leaving Virgin Media. And that was it. I put the phone down. 3 days later, got another phone call from Virgin. Now, this is why you can actually play the long game. Whenever you leave anywhere, you've got to give them 30 days notice. So you've got these 3 days a week, 10 days to play with. got to be patient. And then they phoned up and they said, look, we're going to give you this deal. And they reiterated what the deal, the £5 deal. And then they said, what's the problem? I said, they're giving me Sky Sports. They can't do a deal on Sky Sports. They have to pay the £15 or the £18, whatever it is. So even at that price, I was probably still paying less than I was for Sky. And I said, so how many boxes is that? And they said, well, we'll give you the 2 boxes that you've got right now. So basically, maybe a year previously, I was paying £120, and now I'm paying £49. And that's it. And that's basically how you get the deal. You be patient, you open up a dialogue, that's the first thing you do, and you be honest. You say to them, listen, I really like your service, but my circumstances have changed. I either can't afford it, or I'm not watching it anymore. I'm watching Netflix, I'm watching Amazon Prime, my kids aren't watching it, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, you're working, sports package, you're in the pub all the time, you're whatever, you're watching it there, you don't need it. You've got to give them an idea, even if you don't have legitimate... some people say to me, I can't do that because Virgin aren't in my area. Well, you just play the Netflix card. You play... I don't watch it in the house anymore. I can go out and get my neighbour, blah, 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 whatever. They want your business. And the other key is be patient. Don't threaten to leave. Actually leave. Because you've got 30 days, you have to give them 30 days notice. So you aren't actually leaving for another 30 days. So you can be patient. And even if they don't, for some reason, give you a deal that you're not happy with, within those 30 days, any point you can phone them up and say, I want to stay. So you're not losing out on anything. So that's the key. Be patient, open up a dialogue. And just be nice. They're normal people. Normally the people that are in the retentions department are really the nicest people that they have, And that's it. So, £5, my entire cable bill. Great. Thank you very much for watching this. If you're still watching, congratulations, by the way. This is a very long, drawn-out video, but I thought I had to tell you the whole process, or the whole long, drawn-out process. So I apologise that it's quite a long video. And if you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so. I hope you use this to your advantage, because there are deals out there. And hopefully, you'll get the same deal as I did, or even better. And if you have got similar experiences, please share them in the comments section so that other people can learn from it, because these big companies are overpricing us or overcharging us. They can give you good deals, and you've just got to play them at a little game, unfortunately, to get them. Hope you're all well. Stay frosty. Bye-bye.